Hello, fellow duelists. This is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm actually going to be showing you a new Blackwing deck profile on this channel. As you've seen in my past videos, I had my budget Blackwings. You could still use that deck. That's perfectly fine. There's still a lot of really good combos to go with it, but I'm actually really excited about showing you my new updated pure synchro Blackwing deck profile. So this is a lot of fun, honestly, for me because Blackwings, obviously, when they first came out, it was a synchro heavy deck because Blackwings were synchro. That's what it was known for. And then over the years, as strategies and, the game has evolved, we've had to, as Blackwing players, kind of evolve too and incorporate new strategies and new cards, including more Exceed monsters, more Link monsters, and everything. But all in all, it's been a very, very long time before we can officially say, hey, we've had a pure synchro build of Blackwing. So now I'm going to be showing you the pure deck profile for January of 2023, and I hope that you have a lot of fun with this. I do plan a video eventually posting up combos for this, being able to show you, because this actually has a really good combo that goes with King Calamity. If you have not yet checked it out, Cannot Gaming actually has this on their channel, but I'm just kind of showing you the in-person, deck profile, which I will be showing you the combo based off of that too. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. But I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for always watching the videos. You guys rock. And I always appreciate everything that you do, just taking your time out to watch the videos and just enjoy them and everything. So without that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the deck profile. All right, so first off, obviously, it's a Blackwing deck. You're going to have 3 copies of Simoon. This is your main card in the deck. This is going to allow you to go full combo into your opponent. So obviously, Simoon, you reveal this card from your hand, you banish a Blackwing monster, and then you, from there, will proceed to play Black Whirlwind directly from your deck, and then you can activate its effect to normal summon it, and then which will allow you to get an additional normal summon that turn because you're normal summoning it using its effect. And then we have 3 copies of Shamal the Sandstorm. Shamal is amazing in this deck. Shamal is so good because you activate it, you discard this card, or you tribute it by an automatically play Black Feather Whirlwind, kind of just like Black Whirlwind. And then when this is in the graveyard, you can banish this to add a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. Obviously, you're going to want to add Sudri because Sudri can help you go back into searching for Black Whirlwind because it's a double search using Notham the Starlight. And then speaking of which, we have 3 copies of Sudri, the Phantom Glimmering. Sudri pretty much it's your new Oster because he allows you for a double search and also has an additional effect that you contribute Blackwing monster to make a tuner token, pretty much. And that tuner token becomes a level 2, and also just this card is a very, very, very good and very useful card in this deck. It reminds me of Oster because it does so much for the deck and allows you to completely just overwhelm and allows your field to be just amassed with Blackwings, which is what you're going to be doing for this deck as well, because now that it's a pure synchro build, you have no problem doing that at all. And then 3 copies of your Vata, the Emblem of Wandering. Vata is great because Vata will special summon himself if you control a Blackwing monster, and then also tribute him and send 2 other Blackwings to the graveyard to be able to synchro summon basically for the Blackwing Dragon, which we will be using for the combo to go into Blackwing Assault Dragon and also used in other ways. It's a great, great card. This is a great way to get Zephyros the Elite in the graveyard. One of the best ways, because now Zephyros, you no longer have to wait for it to hit you in your hand, or you small rolled in hopes that you haven't drawn it yet. You'll be able to go right into it that way. And then speaking of Zephyros the Elite, I'm still running 2. I like the idea of 2. I like being able to know that if I have it in my hand, it doesn't become as a dead draw, which I know a lot of times people will only play 1. If you want to play 1, that's up to you. Just for my build, I like having the 2 in there for that extra protection in terms of, like, if I get, if it gets negated, or if I end up adding it, or if I end up having it in my hand already and I don't need it, I need it into the graveyard. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why I have it in here. Maybe eventually I'll knock it down to 1, but in the meantime, I still love playing the 2 Zephyros the Elite. And then 1 Gale, obviously Gale is good because it is not a hard once per turn. You can special summon this monster if you control a Blackwing other than Gale. The Whirlwind also has the ability to cut your opponent's monster attack and defense in half. And then 1 copy of Steam the Cloak. Steam is great because it creates the Steam tokens, and also by tribute, you contribute a monster. This helps you go into the multiple level 7s and everything in the deck, but mostly you're going to be using this to send like Zephyros and send other cards to the graveyard. You're not going to be focusing on the level 7 as much because you're not using Kali Yuga. You're going to be using King Calamity for it. So, and then 1 copy of Hamart in the Dust. Obviously, you're using this to modify its level to copy another Blackwings to kind of add to it to help you go into some of your plays. And then one copy of Chinook, the can never remember his name. Chinook the Snow Blast. This is a great hand trap, especially for Blackwings, because it negates a monster's effect if you control a Blackwing monster, and decreases attack by 700 points. So this is kind of like a really good infinite imperm, just for like the one monster. It's an effect failure for Blackwings essentially. And then we have one copy of Roshi the Squall. It's the level 1 tuner, really good because it will not only switch one monster's attack to defense or vice versa with their battle position, but also it's a level 1 tuner. So this really helps with the deck. And then we have one copy of your Radian. Radian is a great searcher because not only is it a kaiju, but it also works with the small world engine, allowing you to send this, banish this from the grave, or banish this from the deck to add a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. And then I'm still playing Shifter. I've got 3 Shifters in this deck because you can still go through King Calamity even with playing Shifter, and this kind of, to be able to play under it, this is a great card to have in the deck because it also stops tiers in their tracks. They have a hard time dealing with it. It's just like Dimensional Fissure, so this is a great tech card to have in the deck now. And then 3 copies of Ash Blossom to kind of negate your opponent's from doing anything too crazy and stuff. Kind of want to make sure that they're not going too crazy with it. Ash is a great, obviously, hand trap and is a staple for most decks nowadays. And then that's going to be it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells and traps. So first, obviously, 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. You got to run 3 Black Whirlwinds. This is going to allow you to execute all your combos properly. It allows you to search a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand when you normal summon something that is a lower attack than the one that you summoned. And then obviously we have 2 copies of Black Feather Whirlwind. Having 2 in here does not slow the deck down at all, actually, because you can activate both of them at the same exact time if you have both of them on the field by chance, and that's very, very useful for this deck. This also is really good to be able to do the special summon back from the graveyards because you're going to be using Vada and stuff for it. And then 3 Allure. This is the poor man's Pot of Prosperity, in my opinion. If you can't afford Pot of Prosperity like me, Allure is just as good because you draw 2 and then just banish 1 card from the deck. Or banish 1 card from your hand. Then 3 copies of Small World. Obviously, this is in here for the... This is going to be in here for the Simoon. You want to make sure that you get Simoon as quick as possible. This is the best way to do it. So Small World is a great tech card in this deck. Obviously, you guys know what it does by now. And then lastly, 2 copies of Infinite Imperm for your traps. You can run 3 if you want. I'm actually choosing to run a tech card in here instead because it's more beneficial to me. But 2 Infinite Imperms to kind of negate your opponent's stuff. And then lastly, for the traps, you've got your Blackwing Twin Shadow. This is a great way to be able to get Blackwing Full Armor Master on the field. This is pretty much what it's used for. And just being able to get a free Blackwing, set it, and stuff. Alright, so that's going to be it for the main deck, guys. Let's move on to the extra deck. So, I'm proud to actually say we got 3 copies of Blackwing Assault Dragon. And yes, you can easily make 3 Blackwing Assault Dragons in this build. This is not hard to do. This burns your opponent, and anybody that plays constant effects, it's going to burn right through them. So if you think about it, this is 24, if you have all 3 of these, 2,400 life points. They're losing basically a Red Eyes. It's like Red Eyes burn. You're losing 2,400 every single time they activate a card. So yeah, it's pretty good. This is enough to kind of either make most people think about what they're going to do or basically beat them because they're going to be overwhelmed because they have to activate so many effects. So alright, and now we're going to have 1 copy of your Blackwing Dragon. Obviously, this is in here for the Avada and stuff. This is in here to get your combos going and help you bring out Blackwing Assault Dragon. 1 copy of Blackwing Armor Master, 1 copy of Armor Master, because you know I'm always going to play Armor Master. And then 1 copy of Full Armor Master, very good combo in this deck. 1 copy of Blackwing Silverwind the Ascendant. This is great. This is a really good tech card to be able to play in here because it's very easy to bring out. And it's, obviously a very, very good card because it can destroy 2 of your opponent's face-up monsters and everything. And just, that has lower attack than its defense or attack. So obviously you're going to be able to easily pop those monsters. Very good tech card in my opinion. And then obviously to round up the other level 7s, you've got Joe and you've got Raikiri the Rain Shower. If you wanted to use Chidori the Sprinkling or whatever, you could do that. That's another option because since you are playing a pure Blackwing build, but I'm just choosing not to because Chidori can get really, really buffed, but this deck isn't really about doing that. So then you have your 2 level 6s. You've got your Boreas and your Nothing the Starlight. Obviously, this is great in here because this is going to let you do a normal summon, and then this is going to allow you to send Steam to the graveyard and everything. So yeah. Alright, and then for the other synchros, we've got the King Calamity himself. This is exactly what I was talking about, because when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate the effects for the rest of your turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. It is basically a Kali Yuga. And you can do this on the draw phase. Instead of having to wait until their main phase 1 and then wait for them to activate something for you to go into Kali Yuga, with this, you can go into during their draw phase or standby phase, which makes it even worse. Then you have your 1 copy of Red Hot Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This is to negate monster effects. It negates a monster's effect. And it's a level 9, so it's actually pretty easy to bring out. And then you have 1 copy of Draco Berserker, obviously for the negate, monster effect negate. And then 1 copy of the new Shamsian Samsara Sorrow Cat. This is a great way to get into your Calamity. Basically, this is what's going to help you go into your Calamity, because it's a level 3 tuner, synchro, and what it does is you send this and then the other materials to the graveyard on the field to basically to synchro summon for the monsters, so you go for King Calamity, because if you have this and then Blackwing Assault Dragon and everything, or Blackwing Dragon and stuff, then, I mean, it's very, very easy to get out, and then this, and then, like, the Roshi, it's amazing. This is a great tech card in this deck, and it's great that it's a synchro, but being able to get King Calamity on the field is just like, wow. Nobody, you can't really play through it, because they can't respond to it. They can't respond to effects. They can't really do anything to it, and basically their whole turn ends up getting skipped. I mean, they can set stuff, but other than that, they can't really do anything. And that's going to be it for this deck profile. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm just really happy to be able to finally play with pure Blackwings. This has actually been a dream of mine since starting to play since I played Blackwings over about 12 years ago. And just knowing that you can finally do it is just really, really, it makes me really happy, because honestly, Blackwings did deserve this. And it gives you another option, because I know a lot of times you can go over like the Kali Yuga build, and you get tired of Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga, even though it is a great card and it's still one of the best, best cards out there, Kali Yuga can still be negated if they negate Arsenal Falcon, or if they get rid of it and stuff. And it's a great card, and that's why it's in my actual main Blackwing deck. But that's why I wanted to focus more on synchros, because synchros are, like, that's my love, that's my passion of the game, is synchros, because that's what I started with. That was, from part of my favorite series, the 5Ds and stuff. So, alright, so that's going to be it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and with that, see you guys next time. Later.